Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the Demolition League 2024. We are at game number 46, which means we're starting the fourth schedule block. So we look at what the schedule was or is. Already played block 1, 2, and we just completed block 3. The last game was Toronto and Kansas City, so we finished that off. Now we're in this fourth schedule block, which are these three games right here. We've got San Diego at the Yankees. We've got Minnesota at Miami, Oakland at Toronto, Los Angeles at Pittsburgh, and the Cubs at Kansas City. So we are right back into block 4. Now, for some reason, it's a little quirky in the schedule. San Diego and Pittsburgh played in block 2, so they're going to play again here in block 4. It's a really weird way this Strat-O-Matic computer did the scheduling, but that's just the way it is. Same with Minnesota and Miami. They played opening week. They're going to play again. Just the way the Strat computer did it. Don't know why. It's just the way he did it. Dr. D, Strat did the scheduling for me. Absolutely, because I'm using Strat computer to keep stats. So much easier for me than Digital Diamond is by far. Not even close. All right, so you notice the score sheet is completely blank. That is because we're going to be doing the rest rolls and whatnot before I do the lineups. So in order to do that, we have to go back to the previous games for each of these teams and see what we're going to do. But first of all, we need to figure out which position is going to require a look at rest. And that is right here on the solitaire rest chart. It's on the miscellaneous chart, the opposite side of the pitcher and catcher error chart. It's where we have the injury chart, we have the super sacrifice bunt chart, and so forth, the miscellaneous chart. Down at the very bottom, we have the solitaire rest lineup usage chart, which determines which position to check. And then this chart determines whether that player is going to have to rest or not. So we start with San Diego. That's a 6. So we're looking at center field, catcher, and third base. Center field, catcher, and third base. Looking at their last game against the Pirates, we're looking at center field, catcher. All right, so catcher is Campusano. Center fielder is Merrill, and third base is Machado. So we're going to pull those three players and check their at-bats, plate appearances, whatnot, and see if they require rest. Now, what it says here is total at-bats plus walks. So we're going to see if they fall in this category. If they're over 600, they don't have to rest at all. If they're under 600, we roll a D20 to see if they have to rest. So first one we're going to check is going to be Manny Machado. Machado had 593 at-bats plus 45 walks for a total of 638 plate appearances, so he does not have to rest. So we know Machado is exempt from the rest roll. Next is going to be Jackson Merrill. So we check Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill had 554 at-bats plus 29 walks for a total of 581. So look at the chart, and 581 falls between 575 and 599. So the only way he has to rest is if this is a 1. If it's anything other than 1, he does not have to worry about it. So Jackson Merrill does not have to rest. So the one who's going to probably have to rest is Campusano, because I doubt he had that many at-bats, but we'll check it. Campusano had 277 plus the 20 for a 297, which is under the 374, which means he's always going to have to rest. So in this case, Campusano, as we look at the new page here, San Diego's rest is going to be Campusano. So he will have to rest. He can come in after the 7th inning, which means Higashioka is going to be the one to be the starting catcher in this one. All right, so that's San Diego. That took care of their rest chances. I've used Digital Diamond. I didn't like it. There's too many plays on there that the coding on there, I got errors on it all the time. It just got to be confusing for me. And of course, since I'm using Strat, I like to have the Strat computer for me. I mean, no offense to the other game. It's just, I just don't, it's just not my favorite. If I have it in the computer, I'd rather have Replay Baseball. It's a better one than that. But But I know a lot of people like Digital Diamond, and more power to you if you do. All right, Yankees now. See what kind of rest roll positions we're checking. That's second base, right field, and DH. Well, you know DH is Ohtani, so we're checking Ohtani. And then it's also second base and right field. Second base is Lux. Right field is Jason Hayward. I imagine both Lux and Hayward probably are going to have to rest. Wait a minute, I'm looking at the Yankees, not the Dodgers. What am I doing? Yankees, Hayward. Yankees right field, Soto. Torres is at second base, and the DH is Stanton. All right, so we're going to see first of all whether Gleyber Torres has to rest. Let's find out. Gleyber Torres, 587 plus 65, so he's exempt from rest. Next up is Juan Soto. Soto, 576 plus 129. He does not have to rest. So Mike Stanton is the only one who's, or Giancarlo Stanton, my apologies, is the only one that has a potential to have to rest. He's got 417 plus 38 for 455. So 455 is a 1 to 13. So 1 to 13, he's got to rest. And he does. So Giancarlo Stanton for the Yankees will be there. That has to rest. He can come in and pinch hit in the seventh inning or later, but he cannot start. So that's the rest rolls. So just in case people had not seen that before, that's the way it's done. Nothing complicated. Dr. D, Digital Diamond is just like I say for Strat. Use the game you want to compile stats the way you want to compile them. I mean, it's all personal preference. There is no right or wrong. All right, now we're going to need to look at the starting pitchers for this game because they played 8 games or 9 games so far. So the starting pitchers all have had 2 starts. So do we want the 5th starter to start here, or do we want the number 1 starters to start with their 3rd start of the replay? That's what we have to figure out. So looking at the roster, or not the rosters, but the rotations of both of these teams. First, we'll start with the homestanding Yankees, and let's see if they want to, who they might want to turn to. Let's see here. Stroman's had 2 starts. Rodon's had 2 starts. Lucas Heel has had 2 starts. Garrett Cole got the 1 start. Cortez, 2 starts. So in their 9 starts, the top 4 starters went twice. Garrett Cole went once, but Garrett Cole was the last one to start. He was the 5th starter. So let's see how they want to play this. How many starts did Rodon have? Rodon had 32. Stroman had 29. Cortez, I believe he was their number 1 starter, if I'm not mistaken. Nestor Cortez had 30. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start Nestor Cortez. He had 30 starts, which means in this replay we can expect to have him start 10 times. This will be his 3rd start in their 9th game, so he's pretty good on pace. If we get close toward the end, then we'll cut him back on the starts. But right now we're going to start Nestor Cortez for the Yankees, a left-hander. And Cortez, if we look at the roster sheet, we'll check his injury chances. Probably none because he went 174 innings. So I imagine he is exempt from injury. But I'll verify that. Cortez, yep, no, he's actually got a 1 here. So 612. So if we roll a 612, Cortez, that's supposed to be a 12 there. That's terrible. Let me fix this. Trying to save space by writing just 12 instead of 612, and I can't even write 12. So 612 is his injury chance. And now we'll look at the Padres and see who they're going to use as their starter. And we'll look and see who is up to be shown. And it looks to me like it's going to be Yu Darvish. So Yu Darvish, he had 16 starts on the real season, which means he should get about 5 in this replay. So he's going to get his third start. He's going to be in the beginning of the season. Then I think he gets injured and he's going to be gone. So we're going to give him his 5 starts early on and then tell him adios. So Yu Darvish is going to get the start for the Padres. He'll be his third start of the season. And for Darvish, he is a 5, which means a 6-8. So that means a 6-8. We will be checking injury on Darvish. So now that we know who the starters are, we can start making the lineups. And now that we know who has to rest and who doesn't have to rest, I should say. So we know Campusano has to rest. So that means Higashioka will catch. Just don't know what part in the lineup he's going to hit. So we'll figure that out. So let's move this tray out of the way. Get this score sheet here. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. All right, so let's make out our lineup. Nestor Cortez, a left-hander, so the Padres will be going. They don't necessarily have to go with all righty lineup, but they may favor that. So leading off is going to be Sander Bogaerts, and he will be at second base, where he is a 3-E12, and he runs at a 14. All right, batting second against the left-hander. Let's see, they used Profar last time. They may go that way again. Unless they want to go with Kim. He's been hitting well lately, although his average season-wise is not very good. So they will go with Profar, I guess. And Profar will be the designated hitter in this game, where he runs at a 12. So it's Profar. Then we're going to have Fernando Tatis Jr. in right field, where he will hit third. He's a 2-3, E9, and a 15. Then batting cleanup will be the guy who we thought might have to rest, but he didn't have to because of so many at-bats, is Manny Machado at third base, and he runs at a 12. He's a 2-E12, running at a 12. Jackson Merrill is a lefty, so we might drop him down the lineup a little bit. So they're going to go to Donovan Solano, and he will be at first base. And he's a 4-E9. So they rest Cronenworth, the lefty, against the lefty. And Solano did pretty well against left-handers on the season. Coming up next, we will go to Hassan Kim, the shortstop. And he is a 2-E16 with a 15. And now we will bring up Jackson Merrill, the center fielder. Very good center fielder, 2-1 E3. Oops, can't write here. 2-1 E3, and he runs at a 15. So that leaves Higashioka and a left fielder, Azokar, who bats right-handed. So we're going to have Azokar and Higashioka. Let's see who we want to have. We're going to have Higashioka at 8th. Higashioka. He has to start because Campusano got the rest roll, so he has no choice. He has to start. Campusano started the last game, so it makes perfect sense. So we are looking at 3- E15. That's not good. 3-1 and E15, and that's a 9. All right, so Darvish is a +4 hold. Higashioka is a -1, so Darvish is a +3 on this hold. So the Yankees might be able to steal some bases, perhaps. And then Azokar will be in left field. And he's a 2-2 E3. And he runs at a 16. So the Padres come this game 5-4. Yankees come in 3-6. So that is your starting lineup. And the bench for the Padres, they have Jake Cronenworth, David Peralta, and Tyler Wade, 3 lefties. Eggy Rosario, and then the catcher Campusano, who has to rest until the 7th inning, unless Higashioka gets injured. That's the only way he can come in. All right, so that takes care of the pods. They are done with Yu Darvish on the mound, and then their bullpen that they're going to have available. They have left-handers Matsui and Peralta, and then right-handers they have Estrada, De Los Santos, Brito, Pedro Avila, and their closer Suarez. That's their whole bullpen that's available. So you have the bullpen benches right there, and you know who's available and who's not. So you got the inside pitch 2003 and 2006. You're a completist. So Robert, you are now complete, except for your what do you call it? Advanced seasons that haven't been printed yet. But for the regular regular inside pitch, you're complete 56 through 2024. You just got to get 2025 when that comes out next year. All right. So Nestor Cortez pitching for the Yankees. Yu Darvish pitching for the Padres. So now the Yankees had to rest the DH Giancarlo Stanton, so he cannot be in the game. So we're going to start out with Gleyber Torres and try to keep pretty much a standard Yankee lineup. 4E19 for Torres, and he hits in number 11. We got Juan Soto, and he will be in right field. He is a 3, -3, E2 with a 12. Aaron Judge in center field, and he is a 3, -4, E0, and he runs at a 13. Alex Verdugo is in left field. He's a 2, -2, E1 with a 12. And this tape is getting on my nerves, so let me fix that. Thought I had this thing taped down, but this cheap tape from the dollar store, so that's what you expect. It's not Scotch tape. It's cheap tape. All right. Hopefully that'll hold for like another 10 seconds maybe. All right, so we got that there. Now we're going to go to Anthony Volpe, the shortstop. He's a 1E16 with a 16. First baseman Anthony Rizzo. And he is a 3E5. And of course, this cheap tape's not holding either, so I may have to tape the hell out of this. Might have to super glue this thing to get it to hold. Stay down there, buddy. There you go. All right. That still didn't. Boy, I put that. That's just cheap. Don't ever. If you go to the dollar store, don't ever buy this tape. This tape sucks. I'm telling you right now. Pen plus gear, whatever the hell that is, it sucks. All right. Hey, Joel, good to see you, and Jeffrey. All right. So now we need a DH since we can't use Stanton. He has to rest. They are going to use. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make Aaron Judge the DH. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to use Trent Grisham in center. So Aaron Judge is actually going to be in the DH in this one. Aaron Judge is the DH. Trent Grisham is going to bat 9th and play center field. So Trent Grisham, he is a 1, -1, E6, and a 13. So Grisham will bat 9th, but we still need that DH. Austin Wells is going to catch, and it looks like we're going to. We still need. We got the DH, I should say. We need a third baseman. That's Waldo Cabrera. So Cabrera at third base, and he is a 2E15 with a 13. And Austin Wells, the catcher, he's a T rating of a 10, pass ball rating of 2. He's a 3, -1, E8, and he runs at 11. So there we go. So that, I know it's a little bit laborious, but haven't shown that in a while with the rest rolls, so I thought I would do that and how I go through the process of making a lineup. And now on the bench for the Yankees, they will have John Birdie, Jason Dominguez, DJ LeMahieu, backup catcher Jose Trevino, and of course Giancarlo Stanton, who has to rest. He can come in after or at the 7th or later. In the bullpen for the Yankees, they'll have 2 left-handers, Caleb Ferguson, who later gets traded to Houston, and then they also have Victor Gonzalez. Right-handers, Ron Marinaccio, Luke Weaver, Jake Cousins, Ian Hamilton, and their closer, Clay Holmes, who ironically, I believe, was turned into a starter by the Mets. So there you go. Now we'll get the rest of the Yankees out of the way and we can get this game going. I know some people find this actual section boring, but I think it's good once in a while at least to see how the sausage is made, so to speak. So now we've got I give up on the tape. I just give up on it. It's terrible. That's what I get for being cheap. But I don't care. All right, so Nestor Cortez. I'm not going to score the game as I play it, but I am going to have the lineups in front of me and the stats, so I can read off the stats to you as they come up to bat. Let's see here. Let me get out of this. I didn't want that. I want this. So we need the stats for the Yankees so I can get Nestor Cortez. This will be his 3rd start of the replay. And let's take a look here. Game number 10 for them. So Nestor Cortez on the replay is 1-1 with a 2.25 ERA. This will be his 3rd start. So far, 12 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. 2 walks and 13 strikeouts. So not bad. Not bad. Real world. He was 9-10 with a 3.77 ERA in 30 starts. So once again, he should get 10 starts on the replay. And for anybody who came in late, this is a schedule that Strat-O-Matic computer printed out for me. So we're in the 4th block, which is right here. We just finished the Toronto-Kansas City 3rd block. So Yankees in San Diego, Miami, Minnesota, Oakland at Toronto, Dodgers at Pittsburgh, and Cubs at Kansas City. That'll be the 3 games or the 5 games played in this 3-game block to make up the next 15 games. And that'll take us, all the way to 60 games. So how about that? We'll be at games. By the time this block is finished, we will have played 60 of the 270 games. All right. So leading things off will be Xander Bogaerts, the second baseman for the Padres, rather. So let's get the Padres stats up here. On the replay, Xander Bogaerts is off to a bad start. He's hitting 195. He's 8 out of 41. No homers, 3 driven in. Lefty Cortez against the righty Bogaerts. Here we go. 1-8 for Bogaerts. He's going to ground it to short. Volpe is there. 1 away. That'll bring up Jurickson Profar, the left fielder. And actually, he's the DH in this game. He is hitting a measly 156. He's 5 out of 32. No homers or runs driven in. Switch hitter batting right-handed, 5-4. Let's ground ball third base X. We are looking at Cabrera. He's a 2E15. 2E15. That's 2 and a 10, so we should get to that. 2 and a 10 is a G1. That's a 12, and he is an E15. E15. There's a 13 and a 15, but no 12, so good play for Oswaldo Cabrera. And 2 quick outs, and here comes Fernando Tatis. Tatis on the replay hitting 323, 10 out of 31. 2 homers, 6 driven in. That's a leaner, so I'm going to re-roll that. That white die was catacorner, and my rule is they have to be all in the tray and they all have to be flat. All right, 6-7, Cortez. That's trouble for Cortez. 1 to 13 is a double. That's an 18. It'll be a 2-out single for Cortez. Injury chances for Cortez come up when there's a 6-12. Injury chances for Darvish on a 6-8. So Tatis now, with Cortez a -4, Wells a -1. That's a -5 hold quotient. So not very good chance for the Padres to try to steal, but Tatis is stubborn. He's going to try for the lead, 4 or a 5. And in case you missed it this morning, I tried my first ever suicide squeeze in Strat-O-Matic. So that was an interesting experience. So a 4 or a 5 gets him the lead. He does not get the lead. He will have to hold. And here's Manny Machado. Machado on the replay is hitting .278, 10 out of 36, 3 homers and 9 driven in. That's a 6-7, and that's the same result we just had earlier. This time's a 4, though, so that's going to be a double, but it's 2 stars. So the runner, Tatis, can only make third base, but now second and third with 2 outs for Donovan Solano in a clutch situation. Solano in the clutch against lefties loses a hit on 3-5. On the replay, Solano is hitting .364. He's 4 out of 11 with a homer and 2 driven in. So he's been hot, so he's been getting playing time all of a sudden. That's a 3-5, and that's the one spot he was anti-clutch, and he just found it. Of all the places on his card, the only anti-clutch is 3-5, and what do we have in the dice tray but a 3-5? So it will not be a single. It'll be a pop-up to short, and that will end the inning. Tough break there. In fact, I'm going to circle that one to remind me that was anti-clutch. Boy, what a tough break that was there for Solano. Thought he had something going, but turns out not to be. So we go to the bottom of the first. Darvish, 7-3, 3.31 ERA and 16 starts. On the replay, Darvish making his third start of the replay. He is 1-0 with a 2.92 ERA, 12 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts. So he's going to get his 5 starts in early in the replay, and then he'll be shut down for the year because that's the way it was in real world, I believe. I think he got injured. He pitched in the early part of the year and got injured later, so I'm trying to kind of sort of mimic that as best I can. So Gleyber Torres, your batter for the Yankees. Torres, hitting .293 on the replay, 12 for 41, a homer and 3 driven in. Real season, he hit .257. Darvish to Torres, 3-6. That's a pop out to short, where Kim puts it away, 1 down. Brings up Juan Soto. Soto hitting .250 on the replay, 8 out of 32, 2 homers, 3 driven in. He hit .288 real world. It's 2-9 for Soto, and he will walk, and that's something he did an awful lot in 2024. He drew 129 walks. So look at that card. 129 walks, 109 RBIs, 41 home runs, 31 doubles. Wow. Pretty good numbers there, I would say. The only thing he didn't do very well was steal bases. So with Judge coming up, they're not about to get him to lose and get picked off or get caught stealing. So he's going to hold there. And that'll bring up Aaron Judge. Judge on the replay is leading the Yankees in hitting. He's hitting .353, 12 out of 34, 4 homers and 8 runs batted in. So 4-9. And that's a fly ball to left, handled out there by Azocar. And Judge is out of there. 2 down for Verdugo. Alex Verdugo on the replay, hitting a .194, 6 out of 31, 2 homers, 6 driven in. 5-10, left-handed. Ground ball shortstop X. That is going to be Kim. But Kim is responsible for holding Soto because of the left-handed batter. So Kim will jump to a 3E16 instead of a 2E16. 3 and 18 is not going to matter. He will get to it. That is an he is an E16, and that's an 8. E16, there is no 8, so it's good play for Kim. And he does the necessary. to get out of the inning. At the end of one, we got no score here at Yankee Stadium. We were at Yankee Stadium this morning for the Seattle Mariners Yankee game, and we're in the Yankee game here. Tomorrow morning, we'll be in Toronto. It'll be Oakland A's and Toronto Blue Jays, 1987. It'll be Dave Stewart against Jim Clancy. That'll be the game tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern in the 1987 American League replay. All right, go back to San Diego and get their stats for Ha-Seong Kim. Kim is hitting .207 on the replay, 6 out of 29. No homers, 6 driven in, but he does have 3 triples already, which is unique because he had 3 triples all year in 403 at-bats, but he's got 3 triples in less than 30 at-bats. Very unusual. It's a 6-5, and that's going to be a fly to center. That's hauled in out there by Grisham. 1 away for Jackson Merrill. Merrill hitting .267. 267. That is 8 out of 30. No homers or runs batted in. 4-7, left-handed. Fly ball to center. And again, Grisham is there. 2 down. And here's Kyle Higashioka. Higashioka hitting .222 on the replay. 4 out of 18. No homers, 4 driven in. 110, and that's ground ball to second where Torres will take it. 1-2-3 inning for Nestor Cortez. And we go to the bottom of the second. San Diego and New York scoreless. And like I said, the oddity of the schedule, they played in block 2, so they're going to get their 6 games out of the way very early, which is unusual, but that's just the way the Strat-O-Matic computer did it. All right, here is Yu Darvish facing Anthony Volpe, shortstop. Volpe on the replay hitting .235, 8 out of 34. Let's see here, 8 out of 34, 1 homer, 5 driven in. 6'4", right-hander, and that's going to be a base on balls. Second walk issued by Darvish. Volpe now will be looking to run. Darvish is a +3 hold, +4, and then -1 from Higashioka. So 2 through 5, he gets the lead. Does not get it, he will hold. Brings up Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo on the replay hitting a meager .192, 5 out of 26, no homers, 3 driven in. 4-7 lefty, and that's a strikeout for Yu Darvish. That's his first of the ball game. And switch hitting third baseman Oswaldo Cabrera steps up. Cabrera on the replay hitting .235, 4 out of 17, 2 homers and 4 driven in. 5-6, switch hitter batting left. That's a ground ball shortstop X. And again, Kim having to hold on Volpe goes to a 3E16. And the double dies a 3. This time it's going to cost him. It would have, even with a 2, it would have cost him anyway. Actually, he got better off by doing this because if he kept the 2, that would be a G3 pound, and the pound would be an SI2 because of the holding the runner. But since he's holding the runner, he's a 3. It's just an SI1, and there's no error on the 10. So it's just going to be a single 1 star for Cabrera. First and second, 1 out for catcher Austin Wells. Wells hitting .154 on the replay, 4 out of 26. No homers, 2 driven in. 112 for Austin Wells. That's a hit by pitch. So Darvish getting a little wild, has loaded the bases for Trent Grisham, center fielder. Getting a rare start. Usually he's a defensive replacement, but he will get the start today. Real world, he only had 179 at-bats and hit a .190. On the replay, Trent Grisham is 0 for 5. He's only had 5 at-bats. He's 0 for 5, so looking to get that big first hit of the season and avoid a double play. Infield at double play depth. It's 1-6, and that's another walk. So he's going to force in a run, Will Darvish, with these walks. So he hits a batter and walks 2 this inning. So his control is pretty much left him right now. It's 1-0 Yankees. RBI walk for Trent Grisham. Yankees lead it 1-0. Here's Gleyber Torres. Infield still looking for that double play. 6-3, and that's a ballpark blast. Yankee Stadium home runs are 1-12, and that's a 15. So he won't get the grand slam, but by default, he will get a sacrifice fly to left field. That will score Cabrera, and the Yankees take a 2-0 lead. So sacrifice fly for Gleyber Torres. Yankees lead it 2-0, and here comes Juan Soto in a clutch situation. In the clutch for Soto, he will lose a hit on 2-10. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, 2 in. 2-6, and that's a ballpark blast here as well. 1-15, and that's gone. Juan Soto, a 3-run bomb for Soto, and the Yankees now lead it 5-0. Juan Soto, that is home run number 3, RBIs 4, 5, and 6. Home run number 3 for Juan Soto, a 3-run shot. Scoring Wells and Grisham. 5-0 Yankees here in the second. Look at it again, 2-6. Ballpark blast, 1-15. That's a 2. So Yu Darvish getting rocked here in the second inning. He won't last long the way this is going. There's Aaron Judge, 6-4, and that's a walk there. Another walk by Darvish. And now the 9th man to bat in the inning is Verdugo. We'll see if Judge tries to get a lead. He needs a 3. Doubtful he'll get the lead. He does not. But that's a 1. Means he might get picked off. His back range is only a 6, so this could be a very big caught stealing right here. But he gets back. It's kind of nice. It's going to be for the Padres when Judge gets back on a low number like that. So here's Verdugo. 2-8, and that is going to be a ground ball to first, and that's going to end the inning. But the Yankees send 9 to the plate. It's a 5-run second inning for the Yankees, and Darvish may not be around much longer. We go to the third. 5-0 Yankees, and Nestor Cortes now has a huge lead to work with. And batting 9th for San Diego will be the left fielder Azocar. Azocar on the replay is hitting 300. He's 3 out of 10. Limited duty. No homers, 2 driven in. 1-5 against the lefty. He will single. So you can see how he hits lefties very well in this column 1. So Azocar with the single. Could try to get the lead here. Undaunted by the 5-0 score. He's a 4, 5, or 6, but does not get the lead. So he will hold. Here's Bogaerts. 3-11 for Bogaerts. That's a foul out behind the plate to Austin Wells for out number 1. So 1 away. And that takes us to Jurickson Profar. That's a 1, so it's chance of a wild pitch. Wild pitch rating on Cortes is a 2. No wild pitch. So Cortes avoids committing the wild pitch. And that'll send up Profar to runner at first. 3-9. And that's a ground ball second base C. That'll get the runner to second, but now there are 2 outs. And it's going to be up to Fernando Tatis. In a clutch situation. In the clutch, he loses 2 hits right here, 2-6 and 2-10 against lefties. It's a 2-5, though. It's going to be a single 2 stars, and that'll be a RBI single from Fernando Tatis to cut the lead to 5-1. And Tatis needs a 4 or 5 to get the lead. He does not get it. He will hold. And here's Manny Machado. 6-11. Cortez's injury is 6-12, so he's okay on 6-11. 6-11 is a ballpark single check. It's only 1-3, and that's a 5. So that will be a liner to short to end the inning. But the Padres do get on the board, show some sign of life, and we go to the bottom of the third. It's 5-1 Yankees. Darvish on a very short leash comes back out to face Volpe, who he walked to start the inning previously. Darvish has 4 walks in 2 innings plus a hit batter. It's 2-6, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. And that'll be an easy play for Machado, 1 away. For Anthony Rizzo. 5-12, and that's a fly to right. So Darvish trying to right the ship here. Here's Cabrera. 4-8, switch hitter, batting left is a strikeout. Second strikeout for Darvish. 1-2-3 inning, so he may stay around for a few more innings. He's convinced his manager, Mike Schilt, to leave him in. All right. Here is Cortez coming back out. His fatigue is the 5th inning. Same with Darvish. It'll be Donovan Solano, and he lost a hit on the anti-clutch 3-5 roll last time. It's a 3-11, and that's a ballpark blast. It's 1-12. That's a 3. It's gone. Donovan Solano. That's why he's in there against the lefty. And he's benching Cronenworth because he clubs lefties, and he just did it right here. 3-11 ballpark blast. It's a 1-12, and that's a 3. So Donovan Solano goes deep. Solano home run cuts the lead to 5-2. And here's Hassan Kim. 1-6 for Kim. He flies to center. Hauled in by Grisham, 1 away. And here comes Jackson Merrill, lefty on lefty matchup. Only lefty in the lineup for the Padres is Jackson Merrill. 1-10, and he will pop it up to third where Cabrera has it. 2 down. For Kyle Higashioka. 6-8, and that's a ground ball. Second base X. We're looking at Torres, a 4.E19. 4-15, he'll get to that. 4-15 is a G2. That's a 15. That could be trouble. E19 and a 15. Second base. E19, there's a 15 right here, smack dab in the middle on a 1-base error. So Gleyber Torres just booted it, and that will extend the inning and bring up Jose Azocar. That's a 5-3. Ground ball pitcher X. He's a 2E0 is Cortez, so we know he can't make an error. We're only looking at the 2 for range. And on a pitcher, a 2, you just have to get a 3 or higher. And that's a 9, so he gets to it, and that will end the inning. But the home run off the bat of Donovan Solano has cut the lead to 5-2. And Darvish back out will face Wells, Grisham, and Torres in the bottom of the third. 2-7, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Darvish. That brings up Grisham. Grisham had an RBI walk his first time up. 2-9. He will strike out this time. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for you, Darvish. He's got 4 strikeouts to go with his 4 walks. Torres, 2-4. Ground ball to second. And that's going to end the inning. So another 3 up, 3 down for Darvish. He has seemed to have found it. He has retired 7 in a row and is keeping himself in the game. We go to the 5th. Still 5-2. This is the fatigue inning for Nestor Cortez. He'll be facing the top of the order, Bogarts, Profar, and Tatis. It's 4-10, and that's a ballpark single check. It's only a 1-3, so that will fail, and it's just a fly to left field for 1 away. That'll send up Jurickson Profar, 0-2. 4-5, switch hitter batting right-handed. That is a ground ball shortstop X. Volpe, 1E16. The 1, you know he's going to get it, so we're just checking the E16 as a shortstop check. And on E16, he's got to avoid 14 and 17. Just that plain simple, 14 and 17. Which he does, so it's good play for Volpe. 2 down. For Fernando Tatis. 3-8 against the lefty. It's a 1-2 single. That's a 7, though, so he will ground it to Torres. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Nestor Cortez, so he keeps full endurance into the next inning. This will also be the fatigue inning for Darvish. He'll be facing Soto, Judge, and Verdugo. 1-9, and that's another walk for Soto. He has homered and walked twice. And for Darvish, that is his 5th walk. And that'll send up Aaron Judge, who also, by the way, has walked 133 times last year. Get a 3-9, and that's a walk from Judge. That's 6 walks now for Yu Darvish, and the bullpen is about ready to come in for the Padres. I don't think they can go much further with Darvish, and they are not. We will be going to the bullpen, and they will be going to a left-hander, Yuki Matsui. Try to get out of this mess. Yuki Matsui. Darvish is going to go 4+. He's going to give up 1, 2, just 2 hits. That's it, just 2 hits. But 5 runs plus these 2 possible with his 6 walks and 4 strikeouts. So right now, 5 runs all earned, but it could be as many as 7 if both these runs score. But it depends on what Yuki Matsui will do. In real world, in 2024, he was 4-2 with a 373 earned run average. Let me see. Let's pull him up on the computer and see what he did in the what he's doing rather in the replay. Yuki Matsui, left-hander. Yuki Matsui. This will be his. Where'd he go? There he is. This will be his 6th appearance. He's 1-0 with a 6.75 earned run average, no saves. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. So Yuki Matsui, the left-hander. And as I look at his splits in his limited duty, Matsui, righties are hitting him for 364 average, 4 out of 11. And lefties got him for a 333 average, 2 out of 6. So not the greatest pitcher in the world, but he does a little bit better against lefties. That's what he's there for. He's there as a lefty specialist. So this is his opportunity to show his worth. Facing Verdugo. He is a -3 hold, so it makes him a -4. So 5-7, and that's a strikeout. So right on cue, Matsui comes in and strikes out the lefty. 1 away, and here's right-hander Anthony Volpe. He does have another lefty following in Rizzo. So here's Volpe. 4-10, and that's a pop out to third base. So Matsui gets the first 2, just has to get Rizzo to get out of the inning, and he would have done his job. He's a 1-inning guy at most, so he will finish the inning, and that will be it. Here's Rizzo in a clutch situation against lefties. He loses a hit on 1-3. That's a 2-5, and he's going to strike him out. So how about that for Matsui? Matsui comes in and pitches 1 inning, retires all 3 he faces, striking out 2 of them. So Matsui did the job, and the Padre manager made the correct move right there, not to let Yu Darvish make it any worse. So it is still 5-2 as we go to the top of the 6th. Cortez back out, has full endurance because he gave up nothing in the 5th. And here is Manny Machado. It's 1-8, and that's going to be a 1-19 single. That'll be a base hit for Machado. He's 2 for 3. Machado will be looking to get the lead, needs a 5 to do so. Does not get the lead, he'll hold. And here is Donovan Solano. He homered his last time up. 5-5, and that's going to be a ground ball shortstop A. It's a tailor-made 6-4-3 double play. And Cortez got exactly what he needed there. Quick double play, pitcher's best friend, and here's Hassan Kim. 3-7, and he strikes him out. So, boy, nice recovery there by Cortez after giving off the leadoff single. And that, believe it or not, is the very first strikeout of the game for Cortez. Took him 6 innings to get it, but he finally gets one. Real world, he struck out 162 in 174 innings, but for whatever reason, this game, Padres have been putting the ball in play. But he'll take it. So now the Padres will need a new pitcher as Matsui went the 1 inning. And so now they will go to a right-hander of their own. So we need to see who needs the rest, and I don't want to overwork any of their bullpen. So we'll go to the Padres bullpen and see who is the most likely candidate. Don't want to overwork anybody, as I said. So we're going to go with, let's see, maybe Estrada. Estrada's only pitched 2 innings. It's pitched in 2 games. So we're going to Jeremiah Estrada. Jeremiah Estrada, the right-hander. 6-3, 2.95 ERA with a save. That's the real world Estrada. In this replay, Estrada will making his 3rd appearance. No win-loss record, no saves, ERA of 0. He's pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 1 strikeout. He is a -3 hold, so that makes him a -4 as well. And he will start out facing Oswaldo Cabrera, switch hitter, followed by Wells and Grisham. 2-6 against the right-hander is going to be a single to center field for Cabrera. Leadoff single. He will not be held. Here is Austin Wells. 3-6 for Wells, and that's trouble. 1-12 is a home run. That's a 20. It'll be a double for Austin Wells. Cabrera, with nobody out, will hold at third base. So runners are at second and third. Estrada's getting knocked around. And here's Trent Grisham. The infield will come in down 5-2. They don't feel like they can give up another cheap run. So they're going to bring the infield in against Trent Grisham, who has walked and singled. Estrada to Grisham. 2-5, and that's a strikeout, a big strikeout for Estrada. 1 away, and infield still remains in for Gleyber Torres. 1-4, and that's a ground ball shortstop A with a plus sign on it, so that's a base hit by bringing the infield in. That cost them a 2-run single by Gleyber Torres. And the Yankees have blown it open to 7-2. But that's the risk you bring by bringing the infield in. Here's Juan Soto. 2-7, and that's a 1-3 triple. Anything else will be a single, and the double die is a 1. So Soto with a triple. And I believe this is going to do it for Estrada. I don't know if they can go much longer with him. Or he may just take one for the team. We'll have to wait and see. But he gets crushed. Yankees with 3 runs make it now an 8-2 game here in the bottom of the 6th. Infield in again with only 1 out. And here's Aaron Judge. 2-12 for Judge. That's a hit by pitch plus injury, so we have to check Aaron Judge for an injury. Aaron Judge had a lot of at-bats, so kind of strange to even have an injury on his card. But it came up on a 2-12, so we go to the injury chance and see if he's got to miss any time. Aaron Judge, we'll see if he has to miss any time here. 1-4, he can stay in the game. 5 or 6, he just misses this game. 7 or more, he's going to miss some time. That's a 15, so he's going to miss 5 games according to this. But we do everything about 1/3 because it's 1/3 of a season. So 1/3 of this is actually going to end up being 2 games. So Aaron Judge will miss the rest of this series. He'll miss this game plus 2 more. So Judge is going to be gone for the rest of the series. And the Yankees will have to make a roster move. So he's out for the rest of this series, Aaron Judge. And Giancarlo Stanton will take over as the designated hitter. Since we have an injury, we can bring in Giancarlo Stanton to play DH, even though he had to rest. So he will come in as the new DH. So Giancarlo Stanton is in. And Aaron Judge will miss the rest of the series. So here is Alex Verdugo. Runners at the corners. Infield still in. 4-8, and that's a strikeout by Estrada. 2 outs. And that'll take us to Anthony Volpe. 4-11, and that's a ground ball pitcher X. He is a 3E24. He is Estrada. 3E24. 3 and a 7 for a pitcher. See if he gets to that. 3 and a 7 he does. That's a 14, and he is an E24. E24, there's a 10, 11, 12, and 15, but no 14. So Estrada escapes further problems, but he gives up 3 runs, which is a problem of its own. So Estrada goes 1 inning, gives up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 3 runs. They were earned. He hit a batter, and he struck out 2. So that's it for Estrada. He's done. We now go to the top of the 7th. Cortez is still going to hang in there, try to get 7 innings in if he can. Jackson Merrill, your batter. 3-6 lefty, ground ball to short. Volpe is there, 1 away for Higashioka. 6-7, and that is a 1-13 double. So it will be a double for Kyle Higashioka. 1-out double. Brings up Azokar. 8-2 Yankees here in the 7th. 2-12 against the left-hander. That's a ground ball to second plus injury chance for Azokar. So he will ground to second. Higashioka will take third. But now Azokar needs a 1-4 to stay in the game. Gets a 9, so he's going to have to leave. How many games he will miss? A 9 says he's just going to miss 1 game. So basically, since we take everything by a third, he's just going to miss that rest of this game. So he won't miss any future time, but he will have to be pulled from this game. So the Padres will need a new left fielder going forward, and they will bring on, looks like they will bring on Peralta. David Peralta is the new left fielder. So Peralta will take over in left in the 7th inning. All right, so Higashioka is at third. And now we have the top of the order and Bogarts with 2 outs. Five-4 is a ground ball third base X. We're looking at Cabrera. He's a 2E15. 2 and a 14, he'll get to that. E15 and a 6 for a third baseman. E15, there's no 6, so good play by Cabrera. And that will end the inning, and we'll go ahead and cap Cortez at 7 innings. And he will qualify for the win. So let's see what he did. 7 innings pitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. 2 runs. They were earned. He struck out just the 1. I don't think he walked anybody. It looks like he didn't walk anybody. So no walks and a strikeout. All right. So the Yankees will have to have somebody come in and clean up the last couple of innings. Padres will need a new pitcher as well. And they will go to Pedro Avila. Avila has fatigue of 2, so they're hoping he can finish out the game and not have to use a 5th pitcher. So Avila will be on to face Rizzo, Cabrera, and Wells. 8-2 ball game. Yankees firmly in control. 6-4 lefty catcher X. Higashioka is a 3E15. 3 and a 10 should not be a problem, especially with nobody on base. 3 and a 10 is probably some sort of a foul out or pop up. 3 and a 10 is a pop up, foul out, whatever you want to call it. That's a 14, and Higashioka is an E15. That can be trouble. E15, but there is no 14. There's a 15 there, but no 14. So Higashioka will catch the foul pop, and that's one away. Here is Cabrera, Oswaldo Cabrera. He's 2 for 3. It's 2-9 against the righty Avila, and he's going to get his third hit. 1 to 7 is a double. That's a 13. It'll be a single. But he is 3 for 4, is Oswaldo Cabrera. And that brings up catcher Austin Wells. Three 6 for Wells, and that's trouble for Avila. 1 to 12 is a home run. That's a 20. It'll be yet another double. And that will put Cabrera again to third base. So second, third, 2 outs, or 1 out rather. Infield is in for Grisham. That's a 2. Chance for balk or pass ball. Pass ball opportunity on Higashioka is a 5. And that's a 2. So Higashioka pass ball is going to bring home a run. It'll be unearned. Going to third is Wells. Infield again in with the runner at third and less than 2 out. Whoa, we got stacked up dice, so we got to re-roll that. That's weird. 5-5, left-hander is a fly ball left field B. That's a sacrifice fly. Another unearned run across the plate. Actually, that run's going to be earned. I take it back. That run will be earned because without the pass ball, that would have still been a sacrifice fly to this guy. So I believe that's considered earned. So not at this point, probably doesn't matter. It's 10-2. And bases are clear with 2 outs for Gleyber Torres. 3-7 for Torres, and he will walk. And that's not what the Padres need out of Avila. They were trying to get 2 innings out of him. Looks like they may only get 1. Soto, your batter. 6-9 for Avila is a single, and we got to check Avila's injury. On a 6-9, he could possibly be injured. The single on a 6-9 goes to center field. Merrill's a -1. Torres is not being held. He's a 12. 2 outs is a 14. -1's a 13. But up 10-2, they're not gonna worry about trying to advance or anything like that. 6-9 for Avila. Let's see if he's on the additional pitchers. Avila is a 1, so he's a 6-12. So 6-9's okay. So that single by Soto puts runners at first and second. Still 2 outs for Giancarlo Stanton. He will get his first at bat since coming in for the injured Judge as a designated hitter. 2-8 for Stanton, struck him out. That's going to end the inning, but 2 more runs come in. It is a 10-2 ball game. I think Avila is going to stay in there and take one for the team. And that's just one of those nights. So the Yankees will go to a new pitcher, and they will turn to Ron Marinaccio. He will come on and pitch. He was 1-0 with a 3.86 ERA in 23 innings of pitching. So Marinaccio gets the call. He's a +9, but the score being what it is, I don't think it's really going to matter. It'll be Profar, Tatis, and Machado. And we're running out of room here, so let's see if I can let me see if I can fix this. How does this thing get mixed up like this? Hold on, folks. There we go. Let's see if we can get it over here to show everything. There we go. All right, Marinaccio to Profar. Although it's 10-2, you might not want to see it anyway. 5-5, and that's a strikeout for Marinaccio. 1 away. Brings up Fernando Tatis. It's a 3-2, and that's going to be a single for Tatis. He's got 3 hits in this game. Now bring up Machado. It's 111, and that's a ground ball first base C. Rizzo will get it and throw to Marinaccio covering for out number 2. And that brings up Donovan Solano. Now we got a right-hander in the lineup. Probably take away his effectiveness a little bit. 5-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. We're looking at Grisham. He's a 1E6, so we know he's going to get to it with a 1. The E6 for center fielder has to avoid 4, 3, and 15. And he gets a 13, so he's okay. And that's going to end the inning. So Marinaccio has a 2 fatigue rating, so he will look to finish the game and save the Yankees from having to use another arm unnecessarily in a blowout. So Pedro Avila back out to take one for the team, as they say. Save their bullpen for the next game of the series. It'll be Verdugo, 3-9, and Verdugo is going to ground it to first, where Solano makes the play, 1 away for Volpe. 3-9 for Volpe, and that's trouble. 1-9 is a triple. That's a 14. It'll be a double for Anthony Volpe, his first hit of the game. He gets in on the act. Here's Rizzo. He's 0 for 4. He hasn't gotten into act of anything. 6-12, and that's an injury chance for Avila. But we'll do the at bat first. Ground ball first base X. Solano, 4E9. 4-7. Maybe Rizzo might get the hit he was looking for. 4-7. He does not. It's a G3 pound. They were not holding Volpe on, so that it's going to be a G3. That's an 11, and Solano is an E9. There is no 11 there. So he's out. Going to third is Volpe. But now we need to check on Avila because he had a 6-12 for his injury chance. So now we need to see if he's going to be out anytime. It's a 6, so he gets to stay in the game. He's okay. Music to the Padres' ears because they did not want to have to use another pitcher. Here's Cabrera. 2 outs and Volpe at third. 5-7, switch hitter batting left-handed is a walk. Puts runners at the corners with 2 outs for Austin Wells. $111 for Wells. He's going to ground to first base C. It's a 3-1 put out there from Solano to Avila to end the inning. And I'm going to go ahead and put the X here. I don't think that's going to be any surprise that we won't be going to a bottom of the 9th. So, in fact, I'm going to put the Yankees away because I know we're not going to need them anymore. So Marinaccio coming in to wrap things up, take care of business, and move on to the next game. Yankees will improve to 4-6. The Padres will drop to an even 5-5. So Marinaccio facing Kim. 4-2. That's a walk, not what they wanted out of Marinaccio. Here's Jackson Merrill. 3-7 for Merrill, and that's ground ball shortstop B. 6-4 fielder's choice. And that'll send up Higashioka. $3-9 for Higashioka, and that's a solid home run. There we go, Higashioka. This one's for you, Jeff. Clean as a baby's ass right here. 3-9. Solid home run for Higashioka, a 2-run shot. And that cuts the lead to a 10-4 good buddy game for Higashioka. They really want Marinaccio to finish this game, though. Here's Peralta. This will be his first at bat since coming in for the injured Azocar. 3-6 for Peralta, and that's a strikeout. 2 down. Last chance saloon is Xander Bogaerts. He is 0 for 4 from the leadoff position. 1-8, make it 0 for 5, and the ball game is over. A last hurrah, a 2-run home run from Higashioka, but Doesn't change things. Yankees win it by the score of 10-4. Let's get the numbers on Mariachio. 2 hits and a run. 2 hits and 2 runs, rather. No walks and, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Avila went 2 innings as well. And let's see what he did. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and 2 runs. And let's see here. 1 walk, 2 walks, and a strikeout. So as we get the hits for the Yankees, 10 runs. I've got them 10 runs on 10 hits. Padres 4 runs on 9 hits. Let's see, were there any errors? It was a pass ball, but I don't think there were any errors. So actually Avila, I believe that 1 run there is unearned because of the pass ball. So change that to a 1 just to be official. Not that it matters. Computer, when I put it in the computer will figure it all out. So I don't believe there were any errors other than that pass ball. I'm sorry, there was an error here on Gleyber Torres. So the Yankees made an error. So the Yankees 10-10-1 for the Yankees, 4-9-0 for the Padres. Winning pitcher is Nestor Cortez. Losing pitcher is Yu Darvish. Yankees improved to 4-6. Padres dropped to 5-5. And as we look ahead to the next game on the schedule for tomorrow night, this is the Block 4 schedule. We have the San Diego Padres and the Yankees. So now we're looking at the Marlins and the Twins. Marlins and Twins from Miami will be on the schedule next. Marlins and Twins from Miami. So we can flip this sheet over and start prepping for the next game. Twins and the Marlins. So it's going to be Minnesota and Miami. And it will be game number 47. Minnesota and Miami. Don't know the lineups or the pitcher yet because we go through the same routine we did today, or tonight rather, with the rest rolls and so forth. And I think it was called Lone Depot Park or something in Miami. I'm not sure. But I can look up and get the ballpark effects and write those in real quickly for Miami. And we've got a, let's see here. We've got home runs, singles. All right, singles are big time. Big time good for the Miami ballpark. Lefties are 1-17. Right-handers are 1-14. And for home runs, it's 1-12 for lefties and 1-6 for right-handers. So that's Miami Stadium ballpark effects. But as it is right now, game 46 is in the books, with the Yankees clubbing the Padres by the score of 10-4. As we head to the next game on the schedule, we'll look at the standings and be able to put in the records for these two teams. Minnesota tied for first place at 7-2. Marlins in dead last at 2-7. So Miami getting a bad break, or if you look at Minnesota getting a good break, getting to play Miami a bunch of times to help boost their record. If you want to look at it that way, I don't know. But that's the way it is. And that'll do it here on the Demolition League for tonight. Thank you all for spending part of your Wednesday night with me. Don't forget, in real world, the World Series begins on Friday night in Toronto, Dodgers and the Blue Jays. And on Saturday afternoon, or around around noonish or so, I will replay Game 1 of that World Series in History Maker Baseball. I've already created the cards. All I got to do is I'm going to wait and see what the real lineups are, real umpires. I did hear that Nate Snell is supposed to start for the Dodgers. That's the early indication I have, is he is the starting opening pitcher in Game 1. Don't know who Toronto's going to use. Maybe Kevin Gausman. It's hard to say. But once that all gets figured out and they play the game Friday night, then next day, Saturday afternoon, I will replay it on History Maker Baseball. So that'll be giving me something different, a little variety to go with the Strat-O-Matic. So again, thank you all for spending part of your Wednesday evening with me, and hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Strat-O-Matic Demolition League, despite the fact that it was not a close game. But that's just the way the dice turn out sometimes. You never can tell how they're going to go. But can't have close games every time. That's all I'll say. So that's going to do it from here. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road. Yankees win it 10-4.